Alright, the Nine of Swords typically represents a figure sitting in a bed crying with swords over the bed. So the feeling in this card is always so much sadness, it's grief, it's anxiety, it's depression. It is very much about maybe even failure, right? This person feels to me, when I move it in the card, like they are focusing excessively on failure. They're focusing excessively on what went wrong and what hurt them and all their pain. So they're not being very mentally clear or focused. They're really just like drowning in their emotions and thinking of the worst situation over and over and over and over again. Or like in this card, we have the figure and then we have the shadowy figures in the background that are pointing at her. So she's focusing on ridicule and how people won't like her and things won't go well. Okay? So this card, I feel, is generally about the direction of the person's mental focus and how they're using their mind to either hurt them or help them. It can also represent something that's actually happened. It does feel to me a little bit more like it is in their mind and it's just something psychological going on, but it could always, of course, mean, you know, something that actually happened in their external circumstances. And then this card from the Morgan Greer Tarot is the two hands being tied. So you feel like your hands are tied, right? You feel like you're unable to move forward and you just don't know how, and it's so much grief and anxiety. And the other thing that I notice as I like move it in the energy of this card is my first thought goes into my chest, right? And I kind of feel this like congestion energy. And it almost feels like an anxiety of like, I can't stop thinking about what went wrong or what's going to go wrong or my fears. And I just feel like I'm a nervous mess and I can't get out of bed. Okay, that is the main feeling of this card. For the Archangel Tarot card, we have Knight of Michael. Your worry is unnecessary. Focus your thoughts on the outcome you desire. Release feelings of regret, guilt, or worry to your angels. And so we have an owl that is flying in the window as this boy sits on his bed. And then for the Angel Tarot cards, we have the Ten of Air, the end of a difficult situation. Embrace the change and expect things to get better now, recovering from an addiction. And then the Angel Tarot, we have the Nine of Winter, unfounded fear, focusing on worst case scenarios, allowing worry to grow out of proportion to the problem. So if we move into this card upside down, it feels to me more like not actually taking something seriously. So you're kind of like floating out of the body. You're kind of being a little bit delusional about something that happened. You're like, oh, it wasn't that bad, when really it was that bad, right? Like where this person is obsessively focusing on the bad thing that happened, this person is sort of like mentally being floaty and not even really acknowledging or seeing that, yeah, it was really that bad, and you're being a space cadet and you're not actually seeing things accurately. So this person, and with it upright, isn't seeing it accurately because they're focused on the anxiety and all the terrible things that can go wrong. And this person also isn't seeing it accurately either because they're not even really seeing what really happened. They're seeing some like delusional way that they think that it happened, right? They're not actually seeing what really happened. Okay? Here we go.